What I have sitting behind me is my very special 2013 BMW 328i. It's got an LS swap, a 78mm turbo, and a Dodge Viper 6-speed transmission on it. The reason I'm making this video is to showcase the features and flaws of the car, so that way the new buyer can feel more rested at night knowing what they're purchasing, and what they're bidding and spending their money on, because I would want the same thing out of it. This car has been nothing short of a blast. It's tested my creativity, tested my imagination, tested my skills, and pretty much everything in between. It's fast, it's loud, it's fun, it gets a lot of looks, and it's amazing. Driving around town, more times than not, you're gonna get stopped and asked about it, whether it's from the color or the sound of it. What motor is it? Oh, that's a manual. That's pretty cool. That kind of thing. So it's pretty cool to drive around. It's definitely a head turner. To start off with some of the features on it, most obviously it's got an M3 body kit. That would be a front bumper, rear bumper, side skirts, um, and the grills for everything. And then as well as a dual exit exhaust for on that rear bumper. On top of the M3 kit, I went ahead and got a wide body as well for the rear. So those pieces are added onto the side skirt, the rear door, the rear quarter panel, and the rear bumper, and those got molded in and then obviously painted over. The paint I went with and painted myself was a candy pearl black cherry from Auto Paint HQ. It's an awesome color. It sparkles in the sun. It's kind of like a deep red, and then at nighttime it almost looks black in some lighting situations. So it definitely shifts colors a lot, and I think it's awesome. On to what a lot of people are probably pretty excited about, the motor. So the motor is a 5.3 LS. It was built by Performance Machine in Manhattan, Kansas. They did a great job with all the machine work. They bored it 20 thousandths over. Then we went with diamond forged pistons, a tick stage 2 cam. It's got stock bottom end, so stock crank, stock rods, and it can handle right up to that 900 to 1,000 wheel horsepower. All the valve train components are all new. Lifters, push rods, springs, all of that good stuff is brand new, and it's definitely a healthy sounding motor. The motor is driven by a Holley Terminator X Max ECU. Pretty self-explanatory. Those things are awesome. They're I think the best on the market at the moment, and they just make tuning so easy for anybody. The turbo is an On3 Performance 78mm turbo. It's a little bit smaller of a turbo for an engine this size, but I wanted it like that because I didn't want to push crazy power out of it. I just wanted a fun street car that made cool turbo sounds, and it does exactly that. For the transmission, I wanted to do something a little bit off the beaten path, so I looked extensively and found a 2008 Viper TR6060. I tore it apart myself and replaced the synchros with carbon fiber synchros, and did some other small upgrades like the shift fork pads. For the fuel, I've got the stock fuel pump feeding a surge tank with two Walbro GSS 340s. It's got all AN lines running throughout the cars. I know a lot of people are probably going to be excited or just intrigued to see what the numbers are for this. So it was tuned on a Dynocom dyno by my good friend Cruz Tuned in Manhattan, Kansas. And he was able to get 557 horsepower and 589 pound-feet of torque out of it, wheel horsepower, and that was at 13 psi. So there's a lot of room for this motor to grow and get more power if you wanted it. I just wanted a fun street car, so that's all I went with. For the interior of the car, I wanted to keep it simple. I think that's the most tasteful these days, just keeping it very simple, very stock. I went with a Tinker Electronics digital dash that gives you all the information that you would need to look at. Stuff like coolant temperature, oil pressure, RPM, speed, even. It gives you all that information, so you can kind of cycle through everything, make your own layouts. It's an awesome software. The car still does have heads-up display, and it still does work, so it displays the mile per hour right in front of your face out on the windshield. It does have Apple CarPlay. I did upgrade the screen, so it has that fun stuff, and that's wireless as well. But there are a few flaws that I just didn't get around to doing. One of them being the AC. There's no AC on the car. I fabbed up a spot to put the AC compressor so it can mount up to the driveline, but there's no condenser in it, and then the lines would have to be made. That's all that would need to be done. It would just hook up into the stock harness that the BMW came with. The sunroof headliner does have a little bit of sag, and then as well as the rear of the headliner towards the above the rear seats is sagging. I would say that's an easy fix. I just haven't got around to doing it. It wasn't a big priority for me, so I'm just going to sell that as is. This next flaw is a little bit interesting to me. It kind of scratches my head a little bit. The transmission won't shift into first gear unless you go into second first. I don't know why. I've tried to figure it out. I don't know if it's a clutch engagement issue, if it's a synchro issue. I have no idea, but um, I developed a habit to where I shift into second and then straight into first, and it's no problem. It's just right in, but you want to go to second first or else you'll get a grind. I don't know why that is. First is healthy. It feels nice. It never slips out or anything like that. So I thought it was going to be a big deal at first, but I developed a habit to go to a second then first, and it was never a big deal for me to daily drive it. And then on to the rear bodywork. When putting the bumper on, I believe that it formed a crack where the rear body meets the rear wide body part. It's got a little crack. I have that in the pictures of the listing. What you would do to fix that is just sand it down on that crack, put a little filler there, and then repaint it. The paint's not hard to do. You just have to paint the car jet black and then paint Auto Paint HQ Candy Pearl over it and then clear coat over that. And since the car has a fresh paint job and it's not been outside, it's not going to be a faded different color. The color match is going to be super simple. So other than the headliner being a bit saggy, it not having any AC, the first gear grind issue, unless you go to second then first, and then the rear wide body cracking, which is very hard to tell that it is even cracked. I would live with it personally, but um, if you want to fix it, it's a pretty easy fix as well. This car is awesome. It makes great blow-off valve sounds from the tile blow-off valve. It makes great spool-up sounds with the turbo. It's got a decent choppy cam. It's just an amazing sounding car, amazing looking car, and then it drives great. So there's not a lot to complain about this car. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments, and I will do my best to circle back around and answer all of those for you. I hope this goes to a great owner. This car is awesome, and I want it to live a long time. It's still a very fresh motor, very fresh driveline, very fresh everything. So there's no reason this thing couldn't do 200,000 miles just the way it is right now. So I'm pretty excited about it, and I hope somebody enjoys it. Thanks, guys.